T Smoke, what's up, brother? How you doing,
What's up,
brother?
Mike?
Chilling, man, chilling. Yeah, we just wanted to bring you on board, man, to surprise the cast and offer them some words of advice. You know,
Okay.
they're looking at their future selves and you. Anything that you can say to them and also the audience at large, man, because we got about 97 people in the stream. They all excited to see everybody and yourself as well, brother.
We we can manifest what we want out of this experience. What are some things that y'all look for? What's one thing y'all look forward to doing slash experiencing that you haven't yet been able to do from this? And I'll start. I haven't been to Australia, so I'm trying to get to Australia. You know what I'm saying? And if I could share a high and a low, you know, man, y'all just got off rhythm and flow, and believe you me, I still had that conversation on loop. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, ain't you the nigga
right.
that won the thing? And I'd be like, yeah, thank you.
Hustle and flow.
That,
You want hustle and flow, right?
that was me. I was like me and Terrence Howard, together.
Yeah.
So um, but so
No,
yeah,
we no, we gotta
we
go do
still
a
had
show in
that.
Australia, bro. That's an easy call.
Man, come on, we got to go out to Australia. Um, but I've been able to be on TV several times from that scripted, unscripted. No, all scripted since the only unscripted uh was Rhythm and Flow. So
Hmm.
beautiful things came from it. Of course, the nominations and all that stuff, and things that I hope to see from all of y'all. People think that after you get a certain degree of fame, that this stops being a grind or it stops being something that you got to have faith in. Like all that stuff kicks back in because unfortunately with this level of fame, if it was the 90s, we could be making millions off a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Because there's actually physical sales that, you know, that reflect our degree of support and the amount of people that love us, right? So with that not being the case, the people aren't accustomed to paying for music anymore. So what we do is we create merchandise that allows people to support us in other ways, while using the music kind of like as the marketing material, you know. So um, so yeah, it's a hustle, but the beauty of it is now we know that our income can be determined by our output and our work. Whereas before we had the amount of visibility that we have now, we didn't even know if it was going to amount to anything, and we for sure had to go get jobs. So it's a hustle. It's still a lot of faith involved. I still got to wake up and decide to believe in myself and do the work before I know exactly what's going to come of it. But it's something we got to go get, and now we got an opportunity and a visibility to do it. Always sending y'all love.
West side. I got love for the rest, but you know I'm from the Now I tell y'all, look how I come here to play. Need to be put in your place. You already know where I stay. Look, it's either be good or be great, and I'm both. Mama was giving me X's and O's. Daddy taught me how to never go broke. Yeah, I'm about that action, never capping. If you asking. Look, rep your area. Where you from? No, we ain't scared of ya. I rep the city of champions. There is no failure. But look, hey niggas get a bus pass. I'm in the green Cadillac right.
Got love for the West, but you do it for the what?
Oh, wait.
Hello.
Yeah,
What's up
that
with it,
love for
TP?
real.
How you feeling?
You already know. I'm feeling amazing. I wake up every day doing what I love. It's kind of crazy, Smoke, talking about alternative ways of using our music, because he's absolutely right. It was low key like the perfect segment. I
Mm,
just came, like I told y'all, from a writing camp today, yesterday, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. I'm in writing camps doing sync, and that's music on television and commercials and shows and stuff like that. And TV money come a whole lot faster than music money. So, and that's a
message.
whole other avenue I don't think a lot of musicians or artists really consider. But yeah, nah, he wasn't lying about that. Having to find alternative ways to like really, really do what we do. So, yeah.
No, message. Even on that same front, even for myself, like I since coming home from the show, my work life has changed, obviously, for the same reasons that Detroit Diamond has laid out. And on my side, it's actually less about like I can't hold a regular job because the consumer might view it a certain way. It's actually these companies. Like there's companies who are like, wait, what? You want to come do what for us? Aren't you like a famous rapper now? And I'm like, yeah, what?
Right.
I need money, fool. And so
Bruh.
I took on a role that is managing, artist relations for a major brand and kind of navigating how these brands communicate with artists. So it was just a way to like leverage my position as an artist to be like, look, you have an opportunity to work with somebody who has insight on a level that you'll never get. No, ain't no college graduate gonna be able to give you the insight that we could offer you, as artists. So it's just finding those alternative ways. But without digressing too much into that, Tia, I kind of want to hear your thoughts on what I just asked Smoke. Just is just kind of gets, you probably had the biggest West Coast anthem, you know, next to, believe me, banging on motherfuckers asking where they from. You had the most probably commercially recognizable West Coast anthem on the show. And I kind of just wanted to get we had no idea back when we shot the show what was going to be coming for the West. We had
No,
no clue. There was no way to predict that just within a few months of getting home, Dot would, you know, kick down the door and make way for Los Angeles street music that we've been hearing for the last 10 years.
right.
Even at the Grammys, he shouted out artists that we've been knowing about for over a decade.
Wow, yeah.
And kind of wanted to get your thoughts and just, you being a West Coast representative, hear what your thoughts are on what the moment is for the West right now.
You know, it's it's a beautiful thing to represent. It's like I didn't choose to be from here. I didn't, nobody told my parents, hey, go to California, have a baby, blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where timing just kind of matches up with purpose. And in this particular context, the way society is right now, and it just all those things which rarely match up in a certain, type of way, all just did in this sort of unimaginable way. And so when the challenge was, okay, this your first single, this is da 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 da, we got to make this. Who are you? People got to know who you are. And I know no matter where you are, people love the rep. And me just being from the West Coast, having that song come out, I wanted to say something that says I was from the West. So at the same time, they could identify what I was, but also at the same time, not neglect that
Hmm.
there's a West Side everywhere.
That
In the
part.
second verse, like I said, every city, state, country, and continent got a West Side. Like that's very intentional, So it's like even though yeah, I got my West, but we all got a West. It's individualistic and a sense of community at the same time, no matter where you are. And that's the crazy thing about it. People from different states, like y'all from the West Side of this over here. Like even people in New York, like yeah, I'm from New York, but I'm from the West
Right.
Side of New York. Da 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 da
That
da. On
part.
different continents,
That part.
Japan, Australia. We got what Brazil. Like it's been crazy. Like everybody is somehow finding their home in this West Coast anthem. And I think what it
Yeah.
does is not only stamps me or makes people recognize me as a West Coast artist, but it doesn't limit me to somewhat of the box that people have of the type
Come
of
on.
music that an artist from the West Coast can make.
Supposed to
So
make right.
yeah,
Right.
nah. So the timing is perfect with Kendrick being the amazing staple that he's been for the culture, broadcast on a wide scale. It just draws more eyes to people who are from this same space, this same area, and I'm just grateful to be alive and to have music that is now being reached, that can reach so far, west and beyond. So
So,
yeah,
Tia,
yeah.
somebody in the audience asked, they said a lot of people may not know that you're also a songwriter. And if you could have a dream writing session with any artist dead or alive, who would it be and why?
That's a good one. Oof. You know, y'all hit me with the I don't know. If I had a dead or alive, if I had a write okay, now we're talking specifically writing sessions.
Yeah,
Um
let's say it's specifically writing.
Or even
right,
an artist you would want to write for.
Michael
right,
Jackson.
right.
Come
I mean, yeah,
on.
yeah, 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 of course. But honestly, oh, it's so many. All right, I'm gonna give you one like kind of current and then I'll give you like one OG. So definitely current was two because I'm a big fan
Kendrick.
of her pen work. I love Money Long, but I love Jasmine Sullivan. Her pen
I,
game
why
is
did I say
even more.
Jasmine Sullivan too? That's
Right,
crazy.
just
Yeah.
you
That's
know.
crazy.
And then like kind of on the OG tip. Well, I don't even want to call it. It's too.
But what about rapper too? Because you're doing singers, so do singers and
Well, but see, but we
rappers.
talking about songwriting. And if I'm
Right.
songwriting, that's the thing. It's not just for
Right.
rappers. Like the
I mean,
pen
there's
work
one
for
rapper that'll
all
let you do
genres.
it.
Like I got a pop
Right.
pen.
I'm like, it's some rappers who gonna let you
Yeah. His name is
songwrite their
Drizzy
No,
Drake
shit.
I mean that's
Rogers.
cool. That's fine. That's fine.
Wow.
Rappers though, if it's rappers though, I don't even know.
Cause like I'm not songwriting for Kendrick. I don't
That
need to
part.
songwrite for that man. I'm not songwriting for Pac. That's not necessary.
Right,
You know what
sure.
I'm saying? I mean, I guess a lot of rappers that I do like, I wouldn't need to songwrite for. I would just be rapping, featuring, songwriting
Hmm.
alongside with.
Somebody
Um,
said they think you would have a dope writing session with Lauryn Hill.
oof, is she on time? I'm game. Yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
Ah,
it. Nah, but for real, nah.
how'd
Lauren,
you how'd you
I,
get into sync? How'd you get into sync, and how do people go about that? Because you saying a lot of artists don't know that that's how you can make money for TV opposed to music, but
yeah.
we don't know about it if
All right.
nobody tells us about it.
Well,
So
no.
it's
Here's
like
the
a word
thing.
of mouth type of thing, and then y'all
Well, no,
all keep doing it.
not even like that. So here's the thing: people are aware of what it is, they just don't know what it's called. So every time you watch a TV show, every time you watch a commercial, every time you see a movie, every time you see some type of visual medium that has music behind it, whether it be in the background, whether it's the song set in the scene, whether it's in the car, on the radio, in the movie or whatever, that's called sync, like synchronization. The music is being synced to a scene. And usually at the end of the movies, at the end of these shows or whatever, not so much with commercials, but you can Google that. They show who the music supervisors are, the creative director, and those are people that you can see like kind of where their work is. You can Google them, you can go on their Instagrams, and a lot of times they don't have a lot of followers because people are following, the stars of the show, the this, that, and the third. But it also takes my pen for me is a little bit different than my pen for sync, because you're
Somebody,
writing
yeah, because
for
you
a
doing
scene.
it dedicated to what the show is, the
Right,
topic type of thing
right,
like that.
right. And unless you're doing for like HBO or stars or something, you got to keep it clean. And so in that space you have to get really really creative sometimes because they want that but they like, but don't say that, but don't say that, we don't really like that word, can you do, you know what I mean? And it's a different space, but it's a very um it's just like I said, it's a space that I often tell a lot of artists about because they think music lives and dies if you in the studio or on stage, and like that's it. And that's beautiful. That's great. I love a performance. That's where I feel the most. I get like, you can get runner's high. I get performance high. Like I love being on stage and performing. But I enjoy the checks I get from TV and film a whole lot more because they come a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? Like Smoke was saying, we not in the era where you can make a million off a mixtape. It's
That part.
being creative with the gift that you have. And so if y'all, again, if
Okay,
y'all
well,
want
can
to
you
hear
teach me
about
the
it,
game? I need to know the game.
I
Like,
got you. Y'all, look,
so
y'all
look,
just
I
be
said, go ahead. I'm
hit me
like,
up
go
with the
ahead, go
team.
ahead.
No, no, for real, no. Like, hit me up. My whole team is 6X Entertainment. That's literally what we do. We manage a bunch of artists, producers, songwriters. We get briefs from a bunch of sync companies, and we put people in. Literally, it's finding out who's already in, talking to them, and like it's not a game of, all right, we only got this many people and we don't want to let nobody in. Like, it's room for everybody at these tables. All you got to do is know how to pull up a chair and do what you're supposed to do, show up, and that's really what it is. So yeah, y'all hit me up. I run my account. Hit me in my DMs. Go to 6X Entertainment on Instagram or 6xentertainment.com, and you can see like the full spectrum of how we get down, because we just all about learning. We're teaching people who want to learn about it, and jumping them into it. So,
Straight like that.
oh
I'm
yeah,
trying to see
yeah.
some of that money too.
Hey, yeah. Matter of fact, I see somebody in the chat. Yeah, I got some. So like some of the placements I've had is like with Google, the NFL, a song called Dopamine, which actually was really really dope. No pun intended. What else? Sprite, like it's been a spectrum of a whole lot of things from what's 50 Cent show. Uh,
Power.
yeah, that one. Power to Barbie. Like, I was the first black voice to be the singing voice for Black Barbie in a couple of Barbie Netflix movies. So like when I'm
Yeah,
telling y'all,
yeah.
it goes from left to right, but you gotta be that pen game gotta be diverse, and that's why
Straight up.
if y'all seen on my IG, I got hashtag more than a rapper because I sing, I songwrite, I produce. Like this is my life. Like rap is a beautiful thing, and I love it, but that's not where the T to P spectrum stops and starts.
That part.
So
Get
yeah.
your money, Tia.
Y'all have
Much love.
questions
Much
in the
love and
chat?
respect.
The audience questions? Y'all have any
Audience
questions
questions.
for Tia?
Yo, what's up?
What's
How
up?
Hi,
y'all doing?
Tyler.
What's up, Dre? me,
What's happening,
me,
homie? How you
me
doing,
and
loved
Dre go
one?
to school together, so
Oh, that's all right.
it's
That's all
really
right.
funny. Yeah, my question was, what do y'all do to unwind when you're like not working on music? Or what are your other hobbies? What do y'all do?
Drugs. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Don't do
I was
that.
kidding.
Don't
I
do
was
that, Jazz.
kidding. Kidding. I'm a streamer. I'm actually a streamer though, so that's a thing.
I can tell with them headphones. I see them on a lot of Twitch streams, a lot of the gaming streams.
Damn.
That's not an insult.
He said you got the same headphones everybody got, Jazz. That's what he said.
That's okay.
No shade. No shade.
They're
I'm playing
cutesy.
with you. What do I do to wind down? Smoke a joint, go to sleep for as long as I can. You know.
Yeah.
I honestly, I take my dog for a fucking walk. I just even before I got on this horn right now, I was
Cyrus
on
the
an hour and
Pop.
a half, walk with my dog up to the top of this hill in the neighborhood.
I love the Cyrus content.
You know, that's my baby boy. Cool. Well, Tia, we appreciate you, loved one.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute
Definitely.
pleasure catching up with you.
All
We're
love.
gonna
All love,
to the
y'all.
audience,
Yes.
make sure you follow Tia P.
That's
What's the
right.
handle?
I am Tia P. I am TIAP on the ats and IamTiaP.com. And again, the management company Six, the letter X, Entertainment. And that's on IG or the website. So y'all can definitely tap in and, you know, be a part of this Sync family. But for
Straight
now,
like
my
that.
Rhythm and Flow family, I must bid you all adieu because I still got some work to do. So
That part.
it's been all love. Y'all look great. Y'all sound great. When we gonna get this big old collab happening with all of us? Cause I already know that's gonna be stupid. So
Yeah. Send us the brief.
say less, say less, y'all.
All
All
right,
right,
loved
everybody
one.
in the
Y'all have
chat,
a
be
good night.
blessed.
Oh, hello. You can hear me?
Yeah.
A little bit. What's up,
Okay.
Chilla?
Hey, what up, Cello? So,
What's up with it?
I'm
I'm
in
finna.
Washington. I'm in the cuts right now, and my question for J Taj is my bro. I'm a black individual born in the Pacific Islands, born and raised, and I've been navigating my life and my identity, and like kind of like trying to figure out who I am. And I've been raised by the village too. I know what you mean. So I'm just a little bit of everything. I want to
Hmm.
know about your come up on the west side, being from having Guam roots and coming up, in the land of America. How's that been?
Man, I feel like it's a similar story to most immigrants' children. You know, my grandparents came here with a dream, and I am the manifestation of that dream on both sides. You know, as you probably know, on my biological father's side, I'm Pacific Islander, Chamorro,
Yeah.
and then on my mother's side, I'm black and white, and we're also married into hella Samoan and Tongan families. So from a cultural standpoint, you know, there's hella influence in who I am, and it took me a long time for me to be comfortable with that. I was always trying to be enough of one group of people in order to feel like I fulfilled my, position within those spaces. And then I learned I'm that dude, just as the way that I am, and I don't have to do any of that. And now all those communities and those spaces have come to me, um, with the love that I was always seeking, if that makes sense. I was always trying to be hella Samoan, hella Chamorro, hella black, in order to feel loved by a group of people that was gonna love me by just being myself. You know what I'm saying? And
Right
so
on.
I know I talk the way that I talk, and if you meet any of my, obviously hella Chamorro people, nobody talks like me, bro. And you meet hella
Mm.
Samoans and nobody talks like me, bro. I sound like my black family, but I look like,
Yeah.
maybe my island family, or even I even look like a straight Mexican if you come to LA. And so being able to embrace that and become comfortable with that was probably the most important part of that journey.
So let's talk about some of the real life battles and challenges that we went through in the top five. I mean, it's only four of us in here. I wish Surah
Am
was
I here?
here.
Do y'all see me?
Yeah, you here,
Yeah, we
you
can
here.
see you. You just keep like sliding in and out.
Jesus, I don't know. Sorry,
Pause.
y'all.
It's
It's
okay,
ghetto
sister
over
girl.
here. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know where Surah is, guys. She was last and we
Hey,
lost
you
her.
just sitting there
But
smiling, bro.
uh,
Well,
Nah,
Jazz,
cause
let's start with you, Jazz, if you cool with talking about it.
you want to
One of the
start with
talking
me?
points here, yeah, one of the
Let's
talking
start.
points here is kind of just maybe showing how you kind of process some of the struggles you was going through while filming the show, and knowing that your pops was back home battling what he was battling, and then the unfortunate loss of your grandmother. How do you feel like that has affected you or affected you while you was on the show?
As far as my father goes, it, I don't know. That was a really weird situation to navigate. I think it was a sad story to a lot of people, but um, I know my pops,
Mm-hmm.
so I know how he was navigating. I know he was doing well, and he was like really getting his shit together. Like he's almost walking again. He's killing physical therapy. Like he was always doing amazing. So like it's a the circumstance and the situation was shitty nonetheless. However, like my pops is a fighter. Like I was
That
never
part.
like, so that's why I really didn't want to dwell too much on the show because even though like it's a story, like he's a person. He's a person and this is his real life. Like this is affecting him on a day-to-day basis. Like this is a man who went
Right.
from living his life every day to having to rely on other people solely to do day-to-day activities, to even use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
this is a grown man. I'm not gonna get on TV. I don't care for what it's for, and just kind of exploit that situation. I had no interest in
Mm-hmm.
doing that. So it's very unfortunate that what happened to my father, but he is doing absolutely amazing. So
Good.
super, super, super love that for him. There were times where I was kind of like, I would lean more into it while I was there, but I would talk to him. He'd be like, "Girl, you've been chasing this for a long time. I need you to lock in.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you've been doing this for a long time. You got to keep going." As far as my grandmother, that was different. It was very unexpected. Not to say that death is ever really expected, but it really just kind of came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it was strange because I felt like I was so close. Like I felt like I was like she was about to see me do everything I said I was going to do. Like I was so close, and like for her to, I always say like the audacity of her passing away before the show came out was just crazy to me. But I mean,
Lord.
unfortunately, things happen in life, and you have to
You made
take it day by
her
day.
proud for sure,
Yeah,
cause
for
Without a
sure.
doubt.
It sucks. I do wish she would have saw it for sure. I don't know. It just really be feeling like, damn, like I was like you were so close to seeing it, grandma. Like you were really this
Mm-hmm.
close, and like you just barely missed it. So that kind of sucks. But I mean,
That's right.
I'm sure she's proud, and I'm sure she's looking
it
down. I
was it
did
was
have
the
to.
it was the strength for me to see you. Um, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm just saying like it was the strength for me to see you to still pull through and have the performance that you had right after that happened. Like
Right.
I felt like you executed at the highest level while dealing with the tragedy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it was just one of the things where it was like it happened and it sucked, and I was sad. But again, like I couldn't. I was here. I was committed. I gotta follow through. Like I think she would have came back if I didn't. She might have turned
Mm-hmm.
over in her grave before we got her down there. So, like I said, it sucked, but you know, a lot of people have sad stories, and
Right.
we
Right.
just gotta keep trucking, be delusional.
Right.
So what about you, Diamond? I know actually, ironically, the day that my grandma passed away while we were filming was also your brother's death day on the show while we were filming. So how did you feel having to navigate through that?
Um, I feel like I was emotional, obviously, like because it was 10 years. I don't know if my thing is it like it's like slow, is it behind? Can y'all hear
No, you
me
good.
normally? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's working, it's cool. Okay. But yeah, I was very emotional just because like I said, it was like the 10-year, date of his death. Um, but I feel like because of what you was going through in that moment, I wasn't focused on me so much. Like I actually was trying to be there for you and because I know how that feel. I mean, I done lost all my grandparents and that was just like a crazy moment to be filming a TV show and then like somebody in your family that's close to you pass away. So I kind of didn't feel it as much until I had my performance, and that's when it was super emotional for me. But I mean, just even filming in general, like I had a close friend of mine that tried to kill himself, like kill himself during the filming of the show. So I was going through a lot of like crazy stuff just during the whole entire process. But that's life. It's just life. Period. We got to get through it. So,
Straight like
what
It's
that.
about you, Dre? How you feel like what was you going through in your life, like the battles and stuff?
Schoolwork.
Right.
Man, I had homework to do.
It's like Jazz said, everybody really going through shit. Like we all with each other in real life, and then you just got the cameras and whatever they show. So it's like, not to say that people like they exploited it, but they just highlighting that, they showcasing that, they want that to be a real part of the show. But it's like whatever we going through, we really going through. So it's like the
That part.
cameras really like it don't like. Then it's certain times where it's like y'all know it's always the mic always hot, camera always rolling, and like it might be time like my mama called, my mama called. I can't talk.
Hmm.
What Jay say? My mama called. But
Right.
no, like, when my mama called, my mama called.
For
That's all.
real.
I just met
That part.
Eminem, and it's like here they go, and it's like sometimes you might not even really want them in your face like that, but it's of
It's what
course
you signed
they
up
gonna
for.
do what they gonna do,
Right.
but it don't matter if you on TV or not. Like we grinding, still doing the music thing, and like life never gonna stop. So hey man, you either built for it or you ain't.
Right. I think that was probably the most like resolving feeling
Right,
of
Dre. You
being
was
there with
getting your
everybody.
clothes stole while we was filming.
Damn, I forgot about that.
That was
I
crazy.
forgot about
There was
that.
all
Dre did
type
get
of
all his
stuff that
clothes
was
stolen.
happening.
That is crazy. I completely forgot about that.
I did too, real shit.
Yeah,
Damn. Yeah, Joe.
I
So for
still be
context, the
I
chat
still
is
be
like, what are you
looking.
talking about? Nah, Dre, we was all staying in a hotel in Atlanta, and Dre went up to get his laundry out the laundry room, and it was gone. And somebody straight jacked all his stuff. And we found out who it was. It was that one, nightcrawler that was moving through the hotel suspiciously, and they got
They
Dre.
talking about cheap ass talk.
That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. That was actually
No, I
hilarious.
still be looking for a certain hoodie or a certain. I be like, "Where my shit at?" And I be like, "Oh yeah."
Right. Oh, oh.
And then you and
And
Surah
shoes
had
too and
that
all
because
that.
Surah stuff got stole too.
Yes.
Yeah, we watched our stuff like we were the last people. It was a line for that shit. How many of us was
Right.
in the hotel?
Well, for those of you who woke up like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, there was a line. But those grown folks like us, we was in there in the morning getting shit done, Dre.
Yeah.
Real
While you
shit.
was busy eating ice cream and cake for breakfast, we was doing our
No, real
laundry.
shit. I ain't gonna lie. I never made it down to breakfast with y'all. Ever. Ever.
It's so funny how fast it went from like a real crowded environment to like seven of us.
No, like,
No,
and it's
for
weird
real.
because it's like we never even really. I feel like I didn't even meet nobody until the top seven. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, we knew them, a lot of
Hmm.
them, but a lot of people I never got to meet. A lot of people that we auditioned with, I never got to meet. I never talked to.
Right.
I never spoke with, especially with day one
Right.
and day two. It was
Yep.
so many people from
If
day
you
one. I
wasn't in
had
each other's group, you really didn't know each other.
just no clue.
Right. Right.
So that
I ain't
was
gonna lie, been a few people that like done DM'd me like that was on the show, like maybe auditioning, maybe made it past, maybe haven't like, and maybe they sent me a message or something, and I just didn't see it, and they be like, "Oh damn, like it's like that, you done switched up," and I'm like, "My nigga, I don't know you like that."
like I don't know you.
No,
Somebody
it's the same as
said
it was before. Didn't know you
what
then,
was
don't know you now.
what was the biggest learning curve being on a TV show? How did that impact the relationships you developed? The biggest learning curve for me, remember my mic was hot. Cause one thing about me, yeah,
This and
remember
yap.
that mic was hot. Cause I'm a
This and
yap.
yap.
I'm a yap. I'm definitely gonna yap every time, and I'm like, damn, somebody listening to me right now. Oops.
Man, what was the biggest learning curve for me on the show? I don't even know. I kind of
This
feel
nigga
like,
like, I know everything.
yeah, no, you're not even wrong. Didn't know. You know, I don't know. Um, I don't think I had one. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't think that there was like, oh man, that was a hard thing to figure
Jay
out.
was. Let me tell y'all something about Jay Taj real quick. Something y'all don't know. So a piece of Jay Taj y'all didn't see. Y'all, I will never forget. It was. I seen it in his eyes when Jay Taj sat at this table with these producers. He said, "Let me tell y'all something."
Hold on.
He said, "Let me tell y'all something." I don't
This
know what kind
shouldn't
of
happen this
bullshit
way.
this is.
No, no, I did not say that. But in different words. Yeah.
Nah, but essentially, he was like, "I could have ran circles around these motherfuckers. Let me tell y'all something."
Stop, 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 stop. I never said none of that to the producers that are backstage right now. Never said
No,
none
none
of
of
that.
not them. It was never none of them. Mm-mm.
But it
Jay
was,
funny
I would
guy.
say that it was the biggest learning curve for me was learning how to be an artist, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. Like not be a producer and not look at things from an EP's point of view and from from like I'm constantly my brain is programmed to try and create a program for the audience that is, you know, I'm usually the one that takes it from ideation to execution. And so to be a product of a program that has nothing to do with me, that really, the only thing that it has to do with me is that I'm one of the talent on the show. And to be on that show, it forced me to actually live in that dream of mine, which is to just be perceived as talent and not have to worry about,
Yeah.
how something's gonna read on camera or how something's gonna end up in the cut.
Yeah.
And so to be able to like really just be a rapper would probably be one of my biggest learning curves.
Hi guys, can you hear
What's
us?
going on? Yeah, what's up, y'all? Y'all
Nice
cuddled up.
to meet you
What's
guys.
up, y'all? This my wife. We've been entertained by y'all show
For
for a
real?
long time. We just wanted to ask right quick. Shout out J Taj. I seen you helping out with the fires. Mad respect to you.
For real.
We just wanted to ask real quick because I know that you had like a excerpt of a judge's comment in your song, and we just want to ask what is one of the judges' comments that you hold near and dear to your heart that you got from like the entire season, or maybe something that a judge said to you in
Yeah,
passing
like it popped
that you
out to
still
you.
think about? So this is for JTL, all of y'all. So
Yeah.
thank.
Yeah. That's a really good question. For me, it was probably when Lotto said it's in you, not on you.
It's not on you. It's in
I'm
you.
just playing. I'm just fucking with you. That certainly wasn't it.
You
But
such an ass. Oh my god, you're such an ass.
honestly, I'm not gonna fuck with you. That was what I was holding to my heart till I saw the show and was like, wait, what?
Like it was so poetic.
She said it to everybody.
I'm not
But
special.
but no, there was one moment where Khaled said, "Congratulations, you deserve to be here," and that probably that gratified a lot of something that all of us feel, which is that imposter syndrome, like feeling like we kind of fraudulently in this position. And for someone like Khaled who's gone through so many artists and cycled through so many different versions of great artists, for him to sit there and tell me that from his point of view, I deserved to be on stage, it was probably the most gratifying comment that I would say I got throughout the show.
I feel like the comment was that stood out most was I think all of the judges basically when it was me and Jay up there and it was like, win or lose, it's about what you gonna do with what happened after the show. So it's like Jazz, you done 10 million views plus, going crazy. Diamond just dropped her project. Jay dropped his EP. Like people making moves. Like I just damn near sold out my first show in Atlanta with no album out. So it's
Come
like
on.
Yeah.
it's really about what you do with the shit, and it's like every little thing really don't matter. Like every little opinion, every little person. Like at the end of the day, it's gonna be the people who make it and who don't. And literally the only thing that's gonna separate the two is who the fuck gave up. Like that's it. It don't matter how old you is. It don't matter how many years you done been in it or how long or how short you done been in it. It's gonna be some niggas who gave up. But you
Hmm.
gotta have that type of you gotta be literally crazy. Like you have to literally know it's for you. Like that's why it's like once it's for you, it's for you. Gotta literally know. So it's like no matter what anyone say, I just know. Jay know, Jazz know, Diamond know. Like niggas
Right.
are. That's it. I already seen people give up who was on the show already. So that's
Straight up. Straight up.
Real shit.
we ain't speaking about that man either.
Let's go, Jazz. I sit in the back cause I ain't never like the front. I'm with all the smoke, but I ain't never hit the blunt. Yeah, I pray, but I'm a predator. I'm always on the hunt. That's why you get what you can while I get what I want. Unequivocally, that bitch, I ain't never had to stunt. Humble cause I know the guy could take it if he want. They don't like me cause I'm honest. They hate me because I'm blunt.
No sis don't like you because you're
a
I wanted to
cunt.
keep going. I was 2 years old when I learned that Jazz don't smoke
They don't
blunts.
like you because you're a cunt.
No facts though. You definitely wrote a
What
very
you
strong
said? What
feeling
you
I
said
have about
about the
Zodiacs into a bar.
It was so relatable for so many people.
For real.
Jesus, it was like the
Just want to blame
timing
the
of it
stars
was
because you're an
like,
asshole.
woo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bitches be bullies and try to chalk it up to honesty. Or say some
10
real shit and
million
blame
views.
it on astrology.
You
Oh
can't
my
blame
God.
it on a.
Right.
Oh, I'm a Pisces.
Right. I got a question for
Virgo.
Jazz and Diamond.
Like no, that's just you.
Speaking of astrology, y'all obviously, I mean, I feel like the three of us had a little thing going on, especially towards the end of the show. You know, we had a little Three Musketeer situation. Dre was invited sometimes, but the three of us really had, a friendship. But I was low key still feel like the odd man out between the two of y'all. Y'all clearly had like a strong bond and a strong friendship. And I guess I don't know when that started. I can't look back and be like, when did I start notice that Jazz and Diamond was really fucking with each other?
I can tell you.
Yeah.
So it was when we were doing the battles, when we were preparing for the
Yep.
battles, and me and Diamond were sitting at the table, and
The way
there
that
was
they
a
set it up.
situation that happened.
Yeah, the
and
way that they set it up, me and Jazz was sitting
Mm,
there and we was having a conversation when the whole other situation had popped off.
Yeah, and the one thing
And
I
then
can't go for, it gave like very bully, and I don't like that.
mm,
So like in that moment, I had to kind of be like, yo, like, damn, like, Diamond, you're not in the wrong here. This is a little crazy. This is a little crazy situation right here. I don't really know what's going on, because she didn't. I think Diamond kind of felt like under attack at that point. So she was talking to
right.
me about it, and I was just kind of letting her know, like, I don't think you did anything wrong. Like, we were kind of just chit chatting about it. She went and saw her family for a little bit, and then when she came back, we were rehearsing. I was really nervous, and so I was like, Diamond, like, can I rehearse my shit to you in the bathroom, because I got to battle LG in just a little bit, and everybody's rooting for her. I know everybody's rooting for her. Like, I'm the odd man out here.
I wasn't. You know what I told you.
You did.
What'd you tell her, Dre?
yeah, and even when I heard her verse, I'm like, I don't care if she can rap for real or not. If you get this off, you got a strong chance of winning. Like,
Or
because literally what she said, it gave battle rap. It wasn't about, again, who can make the best song, who can freestyle the best.
right.
Like, this is a battle rap. So if you execute this shit properly, like how you doing it to me in the bathroom, you should win.
No, on God,
That's
and it's
super real.
like LG raw as hell. But while I was going with Jazz, first off, I heard her verse, and I was like, I don't give a fuck who she battling. if you get that voice out, like,
Stupid, bro.
that shit go. But also, like, LG so fire that she like the freestyle too. And I was just
Mm,
knowing, like, it's like the judges said, like, to Boone do, like, yeah, okay, you freestyle that line, but it's like you gotta, if your opponent come with the craziest written
It's
shit,
still
the fact
battle
that
rap.
you freestyle, it's kind of irrelevant because it's like the bar went better just because it's a
right.
freestyle. It's be harder,
Yeah.
Right.
but Jazz, I
It's all
heard her
good.
shit. I was like,
It's all good. But I wasn't mad that the odds were stacked against me. But that's what led me to like recite my verse in the bathroom with
Right.
Diamond a few times.
Right.
And because of that, like after when I came, like once we made it to the top 7, like once we were a thing, me and Yoshi, it was actually like me, Diamond, and Yoshi for real, like because I really did fuck with Yoshi too.
Shout out
Yeah.
Yoshi Vuntic. Big
Yeah.
love.
Shout out to Yoshi. That's
But
my
Diamond became
dog.
like an actual person then. Before then, Diamond was in I Would Die on This Hill. Diamond is always in survival mode. I want y'all to understand that. Like
Mm,
she's always in survival mode. So even before we got to this point, I don't think she allowed herself to kind of let up and really like talk to folks for real. But me, I'm adamant, and I don't really give a fuck. So I was very, hey friend, you and my friend,
Yeah,
we gonna be friends. Let's be friends.
she kind of pushed it down. I'm
I'm gonna
like,
bully my way into any situation.
well, I'm like,
Fuck.
okay, she cool. And then I
Yeah.
just feel like the more we kept having conversations, it was like when it's somebody who I know is passionate, they doing it for a purpose. You get to hear their story, you know, they real life stuff, and why they here, and they not like, oh well, yeah, I don't really even need to be here type thing. This is not for me or whatever. I don't care if I win or lose. I'm just here. Like, I'm like, you wasting our time, because it's a lot of us here that is trying to win and get out of our situations and make money and survive and stuff like that. So me, Jazz and Yoshi, and even J Taj, when we was all like, we would meet up in the lobby and just have conversations like all night and just be talking about like our real life stuff. So
Real shit.
that's what kind of got us all connected for real.
Beautiful thing. 10 million views, high off life. How you feeling, Jazz? Like for real, for real. Like I know it's unexpected, but what's it been like for you? Like has anything changed from this virality on
Yeah.
top of the rhythm and flow stuff?
Um, it's been really really great. A lot of people, I get recognized a lot, and people are like, "Oh my God, you're the girl from the show, or you're the girl from that rap." So I do think
Right.
that's really dope. The most overwhelming part of all of it, I do. I don't like to claim anxiety. I like to say that I have anxiety. I do deal with anxiety.
Mm,
And I think I have also been in survival mode a lot of my life and didn't realize it. So now I find myself constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like things are going too good.
right.
It's too much good shit going on.
Right.
So I'm always nervous that like something bad is about to happen, or also not having a job. Like it's a great thing, but I've never not worked. Like I've
Mm,
never not been worried about how my bills are going to get paid or how I'm going to take care of my family. Like I've never not worried about those things. So being in a position to where I'm not having to like constantly be trying to figure it out, my body like doesn't know how to react to it or how to respond to it, and I find myself kind of shutting down and being a hermit a lot because I literally don't know what to do with myself sometimes.
mm.
But it's definitely, God is amazing. Very very grateful. The experience has
You just
been,
got your new
yeah, I just did
brand
a
with
New Balance. Yeah, a New
and
Balance
and
DTLR brand deal today dropped. I don't know if
Come
y'all
fire.
saw
on.
that. Yeah, so if
Come
y'all,
on.
yeah, you know,
What?
y'all
Yeah.
What?
go check that out. Yeah, it dropped today on my
Congratulations.
Instagram. Thank you so very much. So
Congratulations. What has
That's
there been any
hard.
other major, like not major, but just like any other highlights and platforms or brands that you've collaborated with or other freestyle platforms and whatever?
it's
Like,
been so many different things, honestly. Like I can't even, y'all, I be lost in the sauce. And I don't be, y'all know me, y'all have met me in person. I am a
right.
clown. I just be yapping. And it's been so many people have reached out and like want me to do this and do that, and I'm just like, yeah, sure. I don't even know what be going on. I just be like, yeah, why not? Fuck it, let's all have a good time.
That's so sick. I'm looking at this New Balance thing right now. That is so hard. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right.
It was, shout out to my team for helping me for getting that together for me. That was a lot of
Nah,
fun.
man. The importance of a team is so clear right now.
Oh Jesus.
Dre, it's your turn.
What was
What's
the
cracking
question?
with you?
Andre, it's your turn.
I'm trying to check out this New Balance shit. I'm like, when that happening?
Right.
What
That
was the
part.
question?
Just like media platforms, any highlights of like places you've been? I know you did the High Off Life freestyle, but any brands or moments that you would call a high in terms of spaces you've been now?
Nah, honestly, it was the show for me. The show, man. I was so nervous about the show leading up to it, and I'm like I feel like the hardest thing for artists to do in this era is to sell hard tickets on their own,
Right.
because and then my project was supposed to came out, but it's been legal stuff, and it's like, damn, do people like, okay, a nigga saw you on a TV show, that don't mean like I'm finna spend money on you. Like it's a
Right.
large gap between I saw you on TV and I'm finna spend money on you. Whether that's merch, a fucking subscription based platform. You got a show,
Anything.
and so for me to have that turnout in the city, and like people hit me up like, hey, I came from Florida, I came from Alabama, I came from New York, I came from wherever, or just I'm in Georgia, and for them to pop out for me, like I mean I made some money, but it ain't even really about that. It was
Right.
just
Right.
like damn, like I did this in my city. I like aside, it didn't have nothing to do with Rhythm and Flow. It didn't have nothing to do with Netflix. It was just straight up Dre TL. So I mean
That's
that moment
hard.
for me is the best. I hold that above really anything I did on the show, cause I know they
That's
can't hit
fire.
for me.
That part.
So
That's hard.
That's hard. That's
And you
hard.
what
had a
about you,
billboard.
Jay?
You had a billboard, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man,
Yeah.
I got a song. It's not out. I said my billboard in Times Square, but I never been to New York.
Oh,
Woo.
that's too hard.
It
We
ain't
should
no
change that,
goddamn.
bro.
Don't talk
I'm
about
going
it,
to New
man.
York in a few weeks, bro. You should come with me. I'd
We'll
love to show
see,
you around the Lower
man.
East Side.
This nigga, you need to
But
show
we
me around
also we
everywhere.
also kind of skimmed over. We're talking about platforms, and low key, the one I'm most jealous of is Diamond.
Okay,
When I
like
seen Diamond on Sway,
Whoa.
I'm like,
Oh
I
yeah.
looked at my manager. You know, you give your look to your manager, like,
what you do? What you got going on
explain this to me.
right now?
I'm trying to
God.
be like this. I'm trying to get like her,
Yes,
I be
way in
trying
on
to
the
be like
radar.
y'all. I'm
Shit,
trying to be like
and
y'all.
on the radar.
that's
I'll do that
hard.
on
That's
this.
hard as
Yeah, no.
hell.
Sway.
How did that feel? How
Sway
did that feel
was.
being on Sway?
It still don't even seem real. Like I watch the video a million times a day because I just be like, I really was on there. Like Sway is a legend. Like this, I've been seeing and watching him and like the 106 in Parks and the
Right,
Rap City in the basement. See, like all of those type of platforms. Like when I was a little kid, that I was like, regardless if I was a rapper or not, I just wanted to go on those shows. Like I
right.
just want to go and meet them. Like they're
Yeah.
those people. So for me to go and then them embrace me the way that they did, like if people haven't seen, like I vlogged while we was there, so you can see like his natural reaction to me when I came in. Like he was just
Mm-hmm.
like my uncle, you feel me,
I
like
saw
my
that.
Right.
family.
Yeah.
And he was just like, what's up? Like, what up though?
Like
You straight
that.
diamond in
What
here.
up, though?
Yeah,
That's
so
super.
it was hard. And I literally when we came back from filming, I wrote in my phone that I was going to Sway like the top of 2025 once the show came out, and I already knew what I was gonna say and
Right.
everything. So
Right.
I manifested that like on another
Yeah. No.
level.
You.
Nah,
It's a
that's
master
hard.
class on follow through.
That's hard. That's
Master
hard.
Thank you.
class on follow
Thank
through. You should be very proud of
Jay,
yourself.
what about you? You had your I don't know what to call it, a party.
I
Your
threw
you
a party, bro.
you
That's it. There's no other way to
Right,
describe it. I threw a
like
That's
fucking
hard
party.
though. That's
That's it.
hard.
Everybody
in
was
your
like, "You
in
gonna
your
do a
city too,
show?" Yeah,
your
and back in my
hometown.
hometown, like we had a lot of venues hollering at my team, asking if I would come do like the first show since Rhythm and Flow, quote unquote. And the first answer was like, I'm not doing a show. Like, if y'all want to see me perform, there's this really cool show on Netflix called Rhythm and Flow that you could go watch me perform on. But I did want to do some sort of, celebration. And so we toyed around. It was really like a mixer. These things happen in LA and they happen in every major city where you just do shit for people to jump out to. And so we wanted to do it in LA so that all the movers and shakers would be there. But then I'm like, damn, I mean, like, really, what would Nipsey do? Like, would Nipsey do this shit in Hollywood or would he take it to, Crenshaw and Slauson? And so we was like, man, we gonna do this shit back in the hood, and we did it back in downtown Santa Ana, and made sure that we were prioritizing the first community that had ever loved me, and that's my own city and my own hometown. And so while we plan
that's
on
love.
repeating it, that was probably one of the bigger highlights. I haven't necessarily found myself in a lot of consumer facing environments like freestyle platforms and stuff. They have reached out, but I'm just trying to give it some space to breathe. And also kind of like gauge, is this a moment that is just reflective of your interest in the show, or will you feel
Do
the
you
same way in
really
90
do you
days?
really
Right.
fuck with me for real?
Right. And so some of those platforms have followed through, and I've as recently as this morning got a text message from one of those platforms, and that they're still interested in having me on doing some freestyles. But now that we've moved, it's been 90 days since I dropped the Little Jerry demos, I'll probably push a little bit, closer to this next project, and use those platforms as a moment to activate all of that. You know what I'm saying? And kind of like give everybody the, oh shit, I kind of forgot about him, like in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, Jay Taj, like he did his thing with rhythm and flow, then he kind of chilled out. Then, like I told you at the top of this call, like I got some other shit going on, on the artist relations front, and I'm just in the studio every day, and trying to like put myself in a position to maximize the platforms like Sway and High Off Life and these other places where, there's kind of a stamp of validity that comes with that. Like, oh, he really is a spitter out here. And I feel like most people from the show have done it except me. And so I'm just kind of waiting for the right time, and then also navigating bullshit label conversations and just offensive offers and, wanting to be fucking Ice Cube and Straight Outta Compton and just smash everybody's fucking pictures
Right.
into the
I'm like,
walls
so
and
you
shit.
don't
Like,
like you. Yeah, I get that.
so
Like,
yeah, to
like
answer the question that
it's
I get
either
every
this
day, I
or
have
it's
not
no.
signed, with nobody because the offers, some of the offers are close, but it's just not. Yeah, man. Look,
It
respectfully,
don't make
we have we
sense.
we have to make it make sense. If I'm gonna give up a portion of my revenue, then the investment has to look like it.
So
Simple
Jay,
as that.
somebody got a question for you. They said, "How will you continue growing your brand?" As in,
Yeah, I
Jesus
lost it.
Christ, yeah, I
Oh,
lost
there
it
it is.
too.
How will you continue to grow? There you go.
How will you continue growing your brand as an artist, and will you get into specific brands or even build your own that is a subsection, so to speak, to your artistry?
Right. It's a really good question. I mean, what you guys saw on Rhythm and Flow was just a continuation of a constant need for growth when it comes to my brand and when it comes to, the ambition that I set forth when I was 13 years old. And that doesn't stop. And so, I feel goofy like talking prematurely about things that are happening between my team and brands and ideas that were actively either workshopping or actively creating. Like I had a video shoot this morning, I have a video shoot tomorrow morning, and a video shoot on Thursday afternoon. And so I am a director, but I'm also talent now. And so I still work and I'm still doing my thing in the director's chair behind the camera. But at the same time, I'm shooting a lot of content that, solidifies my space as a director, which I think answers your question on how I expand, the brand in terms of artistry. And I continue, we just submitted a short film script to a production company to try and get something produced by 2027. Like these things they don't happen overnight. And I think that, the attention span that we maintain these days create an expectation that by now, after 90 days after the show came out, I should be triple platinum and have a movie out and all these crazy things. And so while I respect the thirst and I respect the need for it and you're hungry for it, I hope that you respect the reality of it is that it actually took me 20 years to get on Rhythm and Flow. And
Yeah.
so there's a reality that is, and within 90 days, I'm not going to have, everything that everyone's looking for. Everyone's like, drop another project. I'm like, bro, it's been 90 days. It's
Like,
been
right.
90 days since the Little Jerry demos. You can
Well,
keep on,
speaking
you
of
can keep
thirst,
on
though,
streaming it.
not to cut you off, I
Hmm.
see the girlies throwing themselves at you quite literally.
You do? I
I,
don't see none of that.
oh, I do. Yeah, I do. I do.
What am I supposed to say to this?
I do. I do. I told you I was out with a friend and she asked me if she could lick your head one time.
That is
Uh,
crazy.
but I was going to ask you how you
Well, it looks
navigate
like we
that.
got
But
a
hey,
guest.
Bianca, yeah.
What's up,
Hi
Bianca? The
guys.
legend.
What's up? Okay, so first and foremost, I want to say Evan Majors is very mad at me because I missed the last like couple episodes. I was supposed to come on, do my due diligence. But I just wanted to say, and Diamond, I don't know where she went. Where did Diamond go again? She left again. Okay, but I love you all so much. You guys did so great on the season. I'm so proud of the legacy of what the show has become, and has continued to grow to be. Like, you guys are all so special in your own right. I'm so sad I didn't get to work to the capacity I wanted to on the show for this season. T Mills just hit me too. She's so happy to see my face. I love you all so much. Um, I really wanted Diamond to be on too because I have a specific relation. Oh, there she goes with this back and forth. But I have a specific relation with Diamond. I especially wanted to. There she go. Hi, Diamond. Can she see me? But yeah, I'm just so proud of you guys. I think that D, can you see me? I just want to
My
shout you
stuff
out.
is not
It's
working.
never okay. But anyways, yeah, I just love you all so much. I mean, I think I had some questions. I think my biggest questions is, well, also I want to full disclosure. You know, I know one of the things too is tough. Like they really didn't understand like how, you know, it's tough to like record or not record, like film all those days, right, in a row, try to like write at night and then go to sleep and then be on set for 12 to 14 hours, you know. And again, I know one of the biggest things as producers we're like, okay, like remember your lyrics. I know that, and it's like there's nerves, there's a bunch happening. So you guys were talking about the battles earlier, and I feel like the battles are always like tough because it's like another layer of anxiety
Yeah, for sure.
amongst like the lyrics and all that stuff too. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place because I didn't even get to like join in when I really wanted to. But I just wanted to show some love. I'm here in the office. I'm still at work,
Come on.
but yeah, and I just wanted to tap in. And I know I didn't get to like connect with you all as much as I really wanted to, but I was there along the whole journey. I really was in spirit.
Much love and gratitude. We
And
appreciate
that's
you.
all.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And if you guys ever need me or want to reach out or talk to me, and you know, yeah, I'm here. I'm not too far away for sure.
Come on in. Well, it's good to finally connect with you. We appreciate you.
Yes,
We appreciate
yes,
everything you've done.
of course, of course.
I do want to kind of piggyback off of something she said that I just want to get off my chest, where she was like, that we had to write and barely sleep and XYZ. That's
That
one thing
part.
I really didn't rock with. The thing that people kept telling me, like, oh, you're an artist. If you want to be an artist, this is what you got to do. No, it's actually not what the fuck I have to
Not
do.
at all. It's
Like
completely unnatural.
it's literally, this is not what I have to do as an artist.
Mm,
Like
right.
nobody's going to have me write, record, memorize, and perform some shit in less than
Right.
48 hours. Like
Right.
this is actually not normal. And I don't
Right.
like when people are like, well, if you have what it takes as an artist, you can fuck off, because
Right.
that's not
No,
that's
because I'm gonna tell I'm full funk, with the exception of maybe Lotto, but I don't know the format of the rap game. Luda can't, DJ Khaled can't, Chance the Rapper can't, T.I. can't, Cardi B can't, and if they could,
right.
they would. So it's like, let's keep it funky right now. I think that there is something very there's a reality attached to the format of the show, is that
Mm-hmm.
all of us that are on this show are looking for a trajectory path that is rapid. So therefore, we need to move rapidly. That part I accept. If I want the quote unquote overnight exposure or the overnight success that comes with a show like Rhythm and Flow, then I can't be a bitch about it. I got to get it done, right? Like I
Right.
came here and within 3 weeks, you know, my life changed. And there was, I went from having a couple thousand impressions on my Instagram to millions,
Right.
millions of impressions on my Instagram in a matter of 3 weeks. So I accept that. If I want that in the whole 3 week thing, then maybe I do need to do this. But in the general sense of like, if you got what it takes to be an artist, like, girl, and this is coming from people who ain't never wrote a song in their lives.
No, literally, and even like that's why you have to ignore the people in like the comments and shit too, because they're like, "Oh, if they would have had me up there, I would have." Yeah, okay, sure. Like
I said the
everybody,
same thing in season 1, and
everybody
I was
could have, would have,
stressing.
should have did some shit, and it's like
Right,
realistically, it's I just be kind of over it, and it really used to blow the hell out of me. But
right,
I'll digress.
right. Well,
It's
the
so
producers
many
are pushing
people
us to the last
there
seg.
that
What'd you say, Dre? Go ahead.
Nah, I was gonna say it's so many people on there that like are really talented, but it was different types of pressures to where you won't even know it, like because they
Right.
either didn't make audition or they choked or like
Mm,
like one like I remember Quinn J.
Oh,
mm,
This nigga, first of all, his audition was insane and his cipher was crazy and like it
crazy.
was so close in that group of who they picked, but it's like the smallest fumble of words, and it's like it's just that tight. So it's like people out of the what 60 people that they chose to go on the show, out of already sifting
Right.
through I don't know how many people around the country, like
Right.
I want people to try to do some shit like that. They'll
I
know
think
this shit is
it's just recognizing the reality, the fact that it is an unnatural experience, and like we all make art, and the whole art is not art if it's not consumed by an audience. Like then it's just you're just doing stuff for yourself. It's a hobby, right? But like the labels that we throw on art come from the gallery experience, right? Like we don't. It's not art until we consume it, and so. The like if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, do it really make noise? Do you understand where I'm coming from? And so with all that being said, we do subject ourselves to criticism in the world of art. But at this, to go onto a show in front of millions of people and you create art for the sole purpose of being criticized, for the sole purpose of being quote unquote judged, instead of just for, some people create art to express themselves, to, navigate social issues, to influence change, to influence social reaction. Like this environment of doing it just for being judged is incredibly unnatural. And so, hats off to anybody who can get in an environment like this and come out not completely broken, not completely crushed by the experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
And
could talk
speaking of
about that all
being
day.
crushed by the experience, I do think it was really dope that when it came down to the final two, which was Jay and Dre, that the two of y'all were able to still have this bond with each other versus, I mean, like it was competition nonetheless, but y'all still
Mhm.
made sure like the love that y'all had for each other kind of, took the forefront. So how was that, like how was that dynamic working for you guys?
I mean, it was all fake and planned. Like we just wanted to make sure that
Fucking
we
I
could protect our brand. I really
fucking
can't
knew it.
stand this little motherfucker at all. I don't even know why we be fronting like that.
Fucking
No, I
knew
think it's
it.
like this, man. There's two things. We talked about this extensively with a lot of people. There's two things. Dre and I was the last two dudes on the show, which I think naturally put us in a position to,
Yeah.
they literally would put us in the same van to travel and things like that. So like we would find ourselves shopping at the same time, going to the barber
Yeah.
shop at the same time. And so that naturally created a friendship. We're both in this super volatile environment. And then one day we both just so happened to like want to not be in that hotel in Buckhead. And we was like both out walking, and I seen this fool walking down the block, and I'm like, Dre, because I just went out like I just don't want to be inside. I wasn't out there looking for Dre. I'm like, yo, Dre. And he turns around, I was like, man, you want to get some sushi? He's like, I ain't never had no sushi before. I'm like, well, shit, we about to have some sushi right now. And so I took him to what maybe is the arguably the worst sushi restaurant in Buckhead. And we had dinner, and we in that moment I told my man, I was like, look, dog, if I don't win, I really hope it's you, bro. And I meant that shit. No disrespect to Detroit Diamond or Surah Ali, but I think that there's the same way you and Diamond had that friendship that was just
Yeah.
undeniable. And then since the show, it's proven. Dre's been over here to stay to the crib a handful of times. We created Can't Lose right here in this room that I'm sitting in right now. We've had some fun memories. He came out, went to the county fair with Tony the Kid and Boone Duke, and everybody pulled up out here to the West Coast. And it's just been like he one of the homies that would have been one of the homies with or without the show. And I
Yeah.
think that, a lot of people be on my head like, yeah, you love Dre, but that don't mean or the way we feel is not valid. It's like, nah, that's
Like
that's
okay.
valid. Respect. But at the same time, like I view Dre as my homeboy. So it's like what I'm supposed to be doing?
Like
Hating
what do
on
you
this
want
fool?
me to say? Yeah. Like I hear that all the
Right.
time. Like the whole Surah
Right.
should have went home and said to you. If that's
What
how
I'm
you feel,
supposed
that's
to
how you
do?
feel. I still
You
think
why
Surah's
you
a
don't be
very
in
talented
Ludacris? You should be
artist.
in Ludacris's comment section talking
Yeah,
like
like
that.
why are you
Well, you
yelling
in
at
my
me about this?
right.
Like,
Go talk to Lotto.
but
Yeah,
But
Dre, how you
anyways,
feel
Dre,
about it
Dre, what's
though?
your take on it, bro? What's your take
Yeah.
on our
I was
brotherhood, as they call it?
I was gonna say what Jay said, like about like how he said I would have been one of the homies regardless. I feel like, despite of the fact of me and Jay being top two, like no, ain't look not to get into extra shit, but people people who were gonna be weird were gonna be weird. Like, and people who was gonna be cool was gonna be cool. Like, no matter what place you ended up in. So it's like, if Jay's first place, that the way I interact with him don't change. It.
Right.
Diamond, Stu, like Jazz, any of it. Now we've there have been moments off camera, even aside from the show, where people, they fall out and they had their moments, or I just call it being weird because I don't know no other way, no better term. Like, if you was gonna be weird, you was gonna be weird,
That
So,
part.
but me and Jay, we just cool and like, I don't know, we just be talking, bro. Like, I went to this nigga house, we looking at fucking simulations on YouTube and shit. So like,
Real shit.
we be chilling like that. We just
Watching
homies,
album breakdowns and shit. Yeah.
right?
And
No,
then
and
we
it's
cried like babies, bro. Me and Dre, the first time I seen episode 1 when we was all out there in Atlanta, I went over to Dre's house. And when we watched your segment, Jazz, I'm telling you, I'm sitting on Dre's
all of
couch
it.
and I'm leaking. And I look over at this fool and he looks at me and we both are crying like babies, bro. And we just like, when you trying to talk tough, but then your voice cracking and all that. And I'm just like, yo, it actually hurt so much worse to learn so much about everybody's lives when you know and
After,
love these people. It's like, oh
yeah,
my God, it's one thing to be complete strangers, yo, but like I know
no,
Jazz, I know Yoshi, I know Boondook, I know these people.
dog.
So it's like, man, all of these moments and to be forced to relive these moments sometimes was like super fucking rough. And
I
I
I
did that
agree.
with Dre for the first time. Because I was
I
not trying to be in a
literally
hotel room with y'all loud asses.
I had a hair appointment yesterday, and I was getting my hair done, and the hair lady, she was like, "Let's watch some of the episodes." So we're watching the episodes back, and we're watching the auditions. And Jay, I had never actually like watched the auditions all the way through, so I'm watching where you and your sister are at the table like sifting through the pictures, and I'm like, "Oh Jay, poor Jay."
Oh
I'm
God.
literally like in tears, like, "Oh my God, my friend." So that's real shit. But Jay, quick question, please.
Uh-huh.
My girl Ann in the chat, she been asking.
Okay.
Where is the pup, Jay? Did y'all find a situation
Oh,
for
the
the
pup.
pup? She
You know
wanna
what's
know.
super crazy is check this out. When it comes to the Humane Society, this is not my first dog I've ever rescued. I love my animals. When it comes to the Humane Society, when you surrender an animal, you relinquish the right to check on them. And that's to protect the animal from like families that are, fickle and like, oh, I wanted a puppy, but now I don't want a puppy, and you just kind of coming in the mix and visiting the dog and fucking everything up for their adoption process. So you don't actually know. Like, but I will say this. I'm gonna use my instinct to say that the dog is just fine because a few days later the city caught on fire. All that Humane Society that I don't know if y'all noticed, but my house was 3 miles from the fire, and so the Humane Society that I took the dog to over here next to the crib, they let all of their dogs that were already in the Humane Society go to these different rescues with way more resources. So people from all over the country came to get dogs and rescued them from the Humane Society, so the Humane Society can make room for all the dogs and cats and horses and goats that were, displaced from the fire. So the best I could do is assume that the dog is doing great. You know what I'm saying? It was a good dog that had some health issues and it needed to stay in the shelter for a few weeks to address that shit. But we figured it out. So there's
Okay.
your answer.
And Dre, Chloe said, "Are you single?" She said she's been asking and asking, and she wants to know the answer.
I'm gonna go cam off for this one.
Yeah, same.
Why you turn your camera off?
Dre said he don't got no answer for you. He said he don't know. The world may never know. You might have to go on Love Is Blind.
Damn, are we getting the hard reveal right now? Is this the hard post?
Is this a soft is this a soft launch?
That is hilarious.
Oh
What's up, Angel?
gee.
What's up, Angel?
Said we need to know.
Angel
Y'all don't
That's
need to know
hilarious.
nothing.
They
Y'all
said
That's
we
seen that?
hilarious.
need to
Y'all seen
know.
that takeoff that takeoff interview? Y'all ain't gonna get no tea from me.
Okay, well, y'all get some tea from me. I am single and mingling. Y'all can find me on Black People Meet, Farmers Only.
Man, shut up.
Farmers only is crazy. Do you even be farming? That's a dead ass question. Like, do you be working on a ranch? Is that a thing you do?
She said, damn, broke my
Don't piss
little.
me off.
You the one that said farmers only, fool. It wasn't me.
Hey, wait. Hey, real shit though. Chloe, she said, broke my little heart. I'm not gonna lie. I think I may have stumbled across your page before. I'm
Oh
a
Lord.
grown man. I'm a
Oh
grown man. You know what I'm
Lord.
saying? So it's like
What does
I
that mean
can't
to
mess,
stumble across somebody's page? I
I
don't.
can't mess with high schoolers, but I love you too, and I'm glad you're a fan. You feel me?
So do y'all got I feel like y'all got some real. Let's get down to it before we get out of here. I know y'all got some real questions, some real hard questions. What is it? What y'all want to know?
She's talking about I'm 18 though. Like,
All right, moving on. Moving on. Moving on.
Look, I send you letters from the back pew of a classroom at Bible study where the pastor is a fat dude with tattoos and bad news. My hand bruised from bad choices and bad views, that's my bad. I reach for that Dr. King fan to cool your asses for sweating on my Dodger fitted. I never asked for your punk ass opinion. That he'll turn the glass to a shoe for Cinderella man. Sockle a bag of the dope that took a hold of my family. I know they wondering how did we survive it. To every million little Jerry's that's bound to get buried. Maybe one of us will figure it out. I swear to God I predicted this as though the
Great record. Whoever played that, thank you. It's a great record. I didn't play
Jay,
that for the record
you're
for
so
everyone in the
funny,
chat. I'm
Jay.
not the
Jay
one
is
pressing
so
play on these
funny.
things.
Jay is funny.
Oh man.
Funny
Yeah,
guy.
that's the song I did with Dre. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with that.
But
It was
I think it's telling us like basically to explain your verse or like what it's about, and this,
yeah, I mean, I guess from a bar breakdown standpoint, I'm not gonna break down every bar, but I think that
I got you, Leo.
the ethos of the verse follows the same ethos of the rest of the Lil Jerry demos, and that is that my whole life I've been gracefully taking L's. And I think that this whole album is sort of like a an artistic manifestation of those realities and just kind of walking the audience through my state of mind on how I process loss and, navigate, quote unquote hardships or downfalls or shortcomings and just taking that shit on the chin and just kind of like repainting the picture like, fool, you could try me, but I can't lose. Like you could damn near kill me and even kill me, and I still don't lose. Like I'm here to live life in all of its forms, and I think that the verse sort of illustrates that if you pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I came in this bitch with my name and that's it. I ain't coming to this game for the fame and the glitz. $3 on the train, Arizona and some chips, nigga. Corner store, Nike slides in my headphones, feeling like my head gone. Better keep your head on a swivel in these streets. Being sleep, get you a headstone. Just touched down in LA from the A. I finally made it out the red zone. But when niggas can't relate, they spread hate and try to pick apart every little thing that I said wrong. Damn, that's crazy. Like how you supposed to tell me how to live right when you dead wrong? If you don't never sin, nigga, cast the first stone. I love the way Jay approached the record and the writing style. Like I always love a verse that's like subtle storytelling. Like it's
Mm,
kind of like the way Kendrick writes some of his verses or a lot of his verses. It's like
crazy.
I send you letters from a back pew of a classroom at Bible study where the pastor is a fat dude with tattoos. You're
That's me,
not
by the
even
way.
That's
fat.
I
hard.
am.
That's hard. Yeah.
I am
You know,
he.
like
I am the fat dude with the tattoos. In case anybody was wondering,
right,
I
and
feel like
like
some
just
people
the
missed
way
that.
that whole verse is written, like I'm just like a rap nerd and a rap geek. It's
Yeah.
almost like y'all see them memes where it be like a regular rapper would have said, "I got money,"
Right.
but such and such would have said, da, 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 da. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about? I'm not tripping,
Right.
am I?
No, no, I
But
think
it's
that
Nah,
it's
like,
I
better.
get what
One
you
example
mean.
that always comes to mind is a regular rapper would say, "Free Nationals until the day that I die," but Anderson .Paak says, "Free Nash till they pass out obituaries."
right,
You
exactly.
understand? It's just a
Yeah.
different
See,
way of
okay,
saying the same thing.
at least
Yeah.
I know. See, when I talk rap with Jay, I just know this man gonna know what I be getting at. But like, I love the way he approached the verse and how he wrote it, and that's like one of my favorite writing styles. Just it's just straight up creative. It's storytelling, and it's not always explicit. Like you just gotta
Uh-huh.
listen. Like really, so you
Yeah.
probably listen to the song like that's a great verse, or he really rapping, or like the flows are nice, and then second, third, fourth listen, the lyrics start to come in. Like oh
Right.
damn, from start to finish he said something.
Jay
Right.
hard. Nah,
I was
like
gonna let you finish though if you had more to
No,
say
no,
about
bro,
your
you
verse.
actually kind of sealed the deal for me. That's a really good observation. Ultimately, the verse is exactly what Dre's saying. I'm talking about overcoming struggles, and I'm just doing it in a way. And I'll never actually. There was something that happened. Tony the Kid was also in the studio with us during that writing session, and he was one of the original artists that was on the record. That later we decided to go the direction that it came out with. And I remember when I got through like the first four bars. I looked over to this corner right here, and Dre and Tony was like, "Bro, regular rappers don't rap like this. Like regular rappers don't do this." And that was like the battery in my back that I needed to finish that. It took me the longest to finish my verse out of everybody on that record. And
Period.
thanks to Dre and Tony putting a battery in my back, we was able to get it done. What about you, Dre? You gotta break
Yeah,
down
but
your
I
shit.
mean, in terms of my verse, it was just I don't know what the like you said. Shout out Tony the Kid. He set the tone. He set the energy. He laid his verse first. Uh, Although he went back and rewrote his verse after we went, but it's still, or he heard some of ours, but it's still the energy. Like I think it was just supposed to be a Tony song, or maybe we was gonna hop on it, but we was all feeling the beat and we fucked with it. But with my verse, it was just I don't know if I rapped like that in a long time, or like
Hmm.
really too much ever. I mean, people saw what they saw on the show, and naturally they like we gonna give you this producer, and you gonna do
Yeah.
this type of song.
Right,
So I do have
right,
a style. Obviously, it's Atlanta, but it's like I like raps. I love rap so much, and I study it. I listen to it. Like I feel like there's something that I can do, and I saw that comment a lot on like
hmm,
whether maybe Twitter or TikTok or Reddit. Like, oh
right,
damn, Reggie L sound different on this
right,
song. Like,
Yeah.
right,
some people like he don't even sound like himself, but
Oh my God,
it's
he can actually
definitely
rap.
right.
right.
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
I got
is
that a
that
lot
is
too though,
yeah.
so I get it. I
You know
actually
what's
got
funny
that
is
a lot.
when we found the sample that is the base, the foundation of that record, and we knew we was gonna go with that sample, and we had gone through a bunch of shit. Like me and Dre had sat there and made a bunch of fucking beats, and then I found that drum loop. And I laid that drum loop in there, stretched it in the time, and we all looked at each other like, "Oh shit! Like we're not touching this." And I think like that 12 swing in that drum like really brought that shit out of us. Like we were forced to like rap for real. And it was the most gratifying for me to create a space for Dre to be able to shit on the comments that he can't stay on beat and all these wild ass,
Yeah,
really unwrapped fan ass comments. Like you clearly don't listen to fucking hip hop if you think that this is off beat. And so the being able to create that space on my project that will be my shit forever for Dre to like be given that that time and that microphone to be able to exercise his true abilities was like she.
I
yeah.
saw somebody ask, where did we feel like, okay, before we get to that question, but I saw somebody ask, did we feel like the show like changed us? Like somebody was like, did we feel like we were able to be ourselves on the show? Because they said I'm a lot more goofier or happier off camera, and that I was really serious on the show. I think I was really serious on the show. I don't think I was serious, but I just don't think they ever caught me like,
Right.
because I wasn't serious. I'm actually
Not
never
to mention,
serious.
y'all, the camera started rolling at about 9 o'clock every morning and rolled till about 9 or 10 every night for 6 weeks straight. And y'all got all of that jammed into, 10 episodes that were, sub 1 hour. And so,
Yeah.
like, really, think about that is like there was actually so much of the way we were perceived on the show was at the liberty of the story producers in order to, for them to fit the right things in the right places for the audience to understand the format. So it's like, a
Yeah.
lot of people also was like, damn, I didn't know that much about your family or that you was a Pacific Islander. I was like, bro, I talked about that in almost every interview, but it's nowhere in the show. And that's just the reality of it. You sort of like,
Exactly. There was a lot of shit like there were a lot of moments that you would kind of like catch like the ass end of, and it'd be like,
mhm.
I'm kind of, but
Without the context, it might have been a little bit, hard to perceive, but that's just the nature
yeah,
of shows, bro. It happens on every single show that's out there, especially non-scripted.
literally,
Like they shoot, and they cut it down into what, the audience can understand, and the audience, might drive the audience to a good place.
literally.
What was that other question that came up and went away?
The Atlanta biasness.
Oh,
Go for it, Jay.
uh, that's a
What's the
fucking,
question though?
that's a
Do I
super
think the
loaded ass
competition was
question.
fair across the board? No. And I will die on that hill. That's just that on that. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. I don't know what they were looking for, so
Right.
I'll regress my answer because if it was what I thought it was going in, then I would say it didn't seem like it was fair.
Hmm.
But I could be wrong in what essentially they were looking for just throughout. Not even just like the winner. I mean, like literally throughout the series. Like there were so many
Right.
times where I was so confused. It's like, well, why is this
Right.
person staying but this person's going? Like I didn't really
Right.
understand the dynamic a lot. So
We felt just as gaslighted as y'all did. Like, don't feel crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so like that part of it is like something that is a lot of people are scared to address. But that experience on set was just as wild for us. We went to dinner, the night that Jazz was eliminated, me, Jazz, and Diamond went to dinner and we talked about it extensively, way more extensively than we've been given the platform to talk about it. And so look, we have our points of view, but at the end of the day, we put ourselves in a subjective environment. We put ourselves art is a subjective concept and we put it up to be judged by
right,
people who have the right to judge it on whatever criteria they want. So to answer your question
exactly.
on whether or not I think there was an Atlanta bias, yeah, right. Like you're in Atlanta, the crowd is going to respond to Dre's energy a little differently than they'll respond to mine. On the Dead Homies, if we was in LA, it probably would have been like, look, people received D Smoke in a way that they didn't receive everybody else, and that's majorly contributed to his ability as an artist, but also when D Smoke throws up the wood in Hollywood, there's people in that audience that knows what it means. You know what I'm saying? So when Dre is screaming Dre TL ho, there's an emotional response that comes from the audience and even the judges who might have, some connection to that reality. I subjected myself to that. You know what I'm saying? So like while I think bias is a bit of a loaded word, like yeah, for sure. The judges judge on their preferences, and that's the nature of it,
That's
right?
just
Boxing is the
that
same
on
way, everything else is the same way that is,
Yes, put it
judged.
on it, baby.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
baby,
also
go
on
ahead.
that comment. Like, it's so funny because it's like people always bring this up, and it's almost as if like I don't know, like they're trying to discredit and say like, Dre, you won because the show was in ATL, and it's like, granted, of course, you got two out of the three judges from the ATL, and then Khaled, he resides in Florida. He's from he's when he's in America, he's from the South too. So it's like, of course, it's almost like when you in the playoffs and whatever that team is, oh, what happened?
You just gave me a flashback when you was like, and Jay having problems at home with.
Oh,
Oh God.
yeah, we ain't
Oh
gonna bring it up. We ain't
God.
gonna bring it up. We ain't gonna bring it up. But nah, like obviously, it's damn near like oh, the Lakers won because they had home court advantage in the
Right.
playoffs. Like that plays into it. So
Duh.
I feel like if you don't win or execute, it says more about you. So it's like if it is coming down to the final four, it's down there like an alley oop.
That
So
part.
like my thing is also what I got people to say. It's a lot of people who say this person should have stayed or that person should have stayed. This person should have did this. It's a lot of people who didn't even execute. They was
Right.
really good, but they didn't execute. So that's not including Jazz.
Hmm.
Jazz did her thing all the way, every single point. But all I can say is, yeah, I got judged and I was in the ATL. If I'm ever a judge on some shit and it's an ATL nigga, like you gonna have a natural bias to where you from, and it's not even
Hmm.
gonna be. Now, obviously, you don't want it to be too fucking just
Ridiculous.
unrealistic, but
Right.
for what the show was and how it was going.
We
But
subjected
it's
ourselves to
like I
that.
said, hey, look, like I said, win or lose, you gotta know that you really that nigga, and you gotta know that that's what you supposed to be doing.
Hello.
So, and it's the same. It's even though I won, it's still that conversation around that I'm really not the winner.
Yeah,
But like
because
I
it really
said,
should have been me. Both of these niggas should have went
it
home
really
if
should.
you could
It
ask
really
me.
should have
Actually,
been
that
Jazz.
is a very that is a very common
It
comment.
really should have been Jay. It really should have been Jazz. So it's like even though I won, it's even more so that oh shit, I have to know I'm that nigga. Cause if
You
I don't
are.
know I'm that nigga, I'm gonna let everybody be right, or I'm gonna let them really.
Get
If
in
you
your
wake up
head.
one day and you got a million niggas hating on you, and you don't stand 10 toes on your shit, oh you gonna cry, you gonna run and hide.
Right.
It ain't for you. But
Right.
it's like with that. I never second guessed for a moment what I'm supposed to be doing. Fuck the
Yeah,
show.
Right.
You feel
that's
me?
real.
So
Somebody asked a question that came up earlier. Do we disagree or agree with the judges' decisions throughout the season? And it's like, nah. I knew I didn't agree with a lot of it. I mean, I agree because I made it to the fucking finals. So on that part, I agree with, right? But I don't agree like from the jump out the ciphers. I mean, actually, honestly, out the auditions, there was some artists that we met that were No disrespect, 10 times more qualified than a majority of the artists that ended up in front of y'all screens. And then even coming out the ciphers was a super odd experience in terms of the production
Yeah,
style. Like the
and they
beats were a
shifted
little
the.
bit
I didn't like
right.
that.
It shifted the energy for not only on
Damn,
screen but
they
in real
fuck
life.
yours up.
Yes, they
And
literally
so,
shifted my
Yeah,
entire
okay.
verse on my cipher.
yeah.
But
So I say
continue.
all of that to say that, like, do I agree? No, but this is the nature of, again, this is the nature of subjecting your shit to judgment. It's like there was a lot of artists that I feel like should not have gone home. That if the judges would have taken a little bit more time to really study these artists and take time to get to know them and see their capabilities outside of this 16 bars over this terribly produced splice beat, like there was an
Not
opportunity
even
to see the
twice, nigga.
there was an opportunity to see no, it is because I've literally found some of the bass lines from our cipher beats. But anyways, like we would have found ourselves in a different position in a different show at the end of the show. And then obviously like all the way down to the end. I don't if y'all think I agree with the fact that Dre won, you're tripping. I won in my head. What are you talking about? I'm right there with y'all. But it's just like this poking at I'm supposed to be outraged like y'all is the
Yeah.
part where I'm like, yeah, like yes, I think I should have won. But who on this show doesn't feel that way? Like, what are you talking about? Like, we all came on the show to go home with $250,000. So we all feel that way. It's not an exclusive feeling to me.
Yep.
But yes, I think I outperformed everybody in the finals. And at the end of the day, I'm not a judge. So what I think don't fucking matter. You feel where I'm coming
Same
from?
with
Does
me
that
and them
make
damn
sense?
collabs. I'm every
Right.
time I rewatch them collabs, I'm like, they wasn't even doing what I was doing. Like they not even really touching me for real. They not even really fucking with me. But I mean, it is what it is. What we gonna do? Cry over spilled milk or lick it off the
Hey, and this
table?
Oh,
shit.
that's a good question right there.
What?
Hey, and this shit.
Okay.
I mean, shit. That ain't even a me question. She said that before they even announced the winner.
Right, right. Y'all heard my
Uh,
bar? That's my
right,
favorite.
but I mean, I look. Listen, this is my number one thing. I don't need people to know, but if you notice, like your life gonna be easier, bro. Anyone who has, and this is not towards Surah, it's just a piggyback off of that question. It's also for myself, but anyone who has any like type of these moments like what they said like it's outrage or they feel like they gotta overprove themselves is just rooted in their own insecurity. I'm not
That part.
insecure about my art, so I can't
That
let
part.
nothing that anyone says tarnish it. Jay's not gonna let coming in second place tarnish it because he know that he supposed to win in the first place. I feel like I supposed to win in the first place, and further than that, like beyond the competition, I believe deeper in shit when shit is for you, it's for you. But I ain't gonna get into that part. But this is hip hop. This is a
Hmm.
sport, and that I'm gonna call Jay and talk to Jay all the time. Like, hey Jay, I think me and Jay talked before this happened. Like, hey, you know they gonna pin us against each other. You know they
That
gonna,
part.
and we was like, bro, we this shit not gonna. And he was like, I just want to make sure you good. I was like, bro, I would never let that
Right.
fuck up our relationship. If before niggas start talking, we was cool. We got to be cool after that.
Right.
That unless some real life shit happens, why are we gonna let other people dictate it? So anyone
That part.
who feel like they gotta do too much, I'm gonna just
Right.
say that's insecurity. That's it.
Right.
Point blank. Period.
And I think that that's a really hard thing for some of the audience to understand, especially as it pertains to my response to everything. Is like everyone's kind of like, I'm not trying to further gaslight the situation of the outcome of the show, but at the end of the day, like I'm not so shook by this that it's gonna trigger an outrage. I was on the show when I saw season one. I said I want to be on the show. I never said I wanted to win. I want to win, but just being on the show was so gratifying, and just being able to be in front of an audience was so gratifying that my outrage isn't there. Like I'm not. It's hard for me to view it as an audience member when my brother is on the show who just got $250,000. You know, there's a part of happiness in it for me that maybe the audience can't quite connect to. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know our relationship, and that call that Dre's talking about right before the finale came out was like, yo, Dre, like they're gonna try to create outrage between us. And I was calling on some like scared that Dre would be offended if I came out and said, yeah, I deserve to win. You know what I'm saying? And Dre just reminded me, like, bro, you ain't true. The mental fortitude that it takes to be in this environment in the first place, I should have known. We gonna be straight, and everybody's gonna be straight. So while the audience wants me to be like, I should have won, it's fucking bullshit. Yes, I do believe I should have won. Like I said, we all believe that. But the outrage is something you just won't get from us because we're all just low key happy to be here. We're all just happy to be here.
I'm outraged.
Right, and I'm gonna address this one question too. I see Jada said, how you put a question on the screen?
You don't got that
I
kind of
can't
power,
do that,
Dre.
can it?
Yeah, you got to be a producer, man. You ain't got them kind of credentials, bro.
But she said,
You got your little money, bro. You got your little money. Talking about now you want to put
Don't
comments
put
on the
questions on
screen.
the
How you
screen
do
and
this? How you
shit.
do that? Nah, but she said I'm confused a little bit. Are you acknowledging the bias and also saying you're that nigga? Like, yes, that's
Yes.
exactly what I'm saying. Like, I could have went home at the audition, at the cipher. Callie could have beat me in a rap battle. I am that nigga. That's the point. It don't matter. It's not about the TV show. I know what I do in real life. So yes, I'm acknowledging the bias. Of course, it was ATL bias. It would have been LA bias. It would have been New York bias. It would have been Chicago bias. That's natural.
It
I'm
wasn't never gonna be
acknowledging.
no North Carolina
And that
bias.
ain't
I
gonna
tell you
change.
that.
That ain't
Damn.
gonna
Shit.
change.
Don't
You
nobody
know?
give a fuck about me, but I tell you.
Yeah, we could have had Petey Pablo or the baby. J. Cole as a judge would have been cool.
That would have been hard. See, they should have had a lineup of North Carolina artists.
Shit is like also, bro, and then like, bro,
It would have been
really
all
don't.
boom bap.
I appreciate what you said too, Jay, about the can't lose version, like allowing me to rap a certain way, not allowing me, but allowing me to be on your song. But it's something that you own, we own. It's not nobody else shit, and it's there forever.
Right.
It's like
Right.
any type of rap style that I did on purpose. So it's like whatever. I saw a lot of shit about my flow and my voice and how I rap, but it's like y'all don't know that people make millions and millions of dollars rapping all types of way.
Right.
All types of way. Like,
Right.
why are we still? That shouldn't be really a conversation as far as like in the market now. Like, obviously, some shit is just horrible, but most shit is preference. It's certain shit that I just don't understand why they rap that way or why they sing that way. But everyone got their style, so it's
Facts.
like. But
Facts.
niggas can rap. Don't ever forget that niggas can rap.
They're gonna see album coming soon. Dre TL album coming soon. All right, I think that's a wrap. We just got a text from the producer saying they hit the red button. The Dave Chappelle wrap it up.
Wrap this shit up.
So I don't know if someone's coming on to say goodbye, but we love y'all. Thank you to
Plug
Evan
yourselves.
Majors.
Tell everybody where to find you guys.
Everybody who's on here knows us. So
Okay,
yeah,
that's
tell
true.
your homies to follow us at JTaj at _official Jazz with an X, official JAXS.
That's me.
And
on my Twitch
you can follow Dre TL at Dre. It's Dre TL. This music is crazy, and this is the beat. This was one of the cypher beats that they asked us to rap over. Literally, what it felt like. This is our battle rap beat, yo.
Yeah, cause I'm really up here. Oh, I was finna go crazy.
All right, I love y'all. I'm out.